So, good afternoon to all, and I am Nirav Amrelia. So, today the topic I am going to deal with is The Ecstasy, which is the metaphysical poem by John Donne. So, in disguise of this poem, I would like to analyze the feeling of love. We we are going to analyze, as I said, the feeling of love, what love means is. So, let us move ahead. So, here are some points that we are going to deal with in this discussion. The first one is a brief introduction to John Donne and the ecstasy. So we will first talk about who John Donne was and what was the role of him in pioneering the metaphysical poetry. And then we will move ahead towards the ecstasy, the very much good poem or a metaphysical poem written by him. And second one is the technicality or the outermost how the poet or what kind of you can find that literary device is employed. So in order to make your poem good, in order to make your poem likable by people, you will have to employ certain kinds of literary devices which make it lucid, which make it interesting in the sense we can say. And the third one is insight. So what is the tone? What is the core feeling of the poet that he described here? And then we will move towards conclusion and reference. So let us go to the brief introduction of John Donne. Yeah. So you can see at your left side a bust or a half statue of John Donne, which is located at a city of London. Now, let us have some basic information about him. He was a pioneer metaphysical poet, and he belonged to the transition age, of which age? Between the span of Elizabethan and Jacobean age. Okay, so what were his subjects of poetry? His subjects were love. Here we will discuss in the reference with this poem, the ecstasy, and sexuality always almost is there. Sexuality, religion. He wrote on religion also, and death. Yeah, death. Be not proud. We are familiar with that example. John Dryden remarks. Now here it is a critical remark of John Donne by John Dryden in his book Discourse Concerning Satire in 1693. So he says he affects the metaphysics not only in his satires, that he made satires on religion, even in death. So he does not only affect the metaphysics, but he goes to various ways or various use, you can say, of this very much spectrum of this, what metaphysics means. Now here is a quote I have taken from the Eclogue. Eclogue is one of the greatest poem written by this John Donne. So here he famously says, to know and feel all this and not have the words to express it makes a human grave of his own thought. That it means that you know everything, but you do not have proper words. In modern reference, we can say you do not have vocabulary. Then you are the grave of your own thought. That everything will be buried down you. Nothing will will be expressed. So let us move ahead. Now, the ecstasy, the poem. The poem is written when Donne was at his pinnacle of maturity. When he was, you can say, in Gujarati, we have the word praudhavastha. When the maturity and understanding are at its peak, peak or pinnacle. Zenith, we have the word torch. As the title infers, or as the title means, the poem delineates the state of rapture. So, rapture when? Now we will see it. Rapture means that two lovers are sitting, one male and female, and what happens with them when they see to each other's eyes, and they, you can see the symbol of hands are intertwined hands. That it is described in poem. That is why I have put it here. An affinity with God. So some critics have to say that it is the poem not about the two mortal beings. Mortal beings means the lovers, but it is about the spiritual affection with God, spiritual realization with God. So what happens when one gets spiritual realization? He just gets into raptures. He just feels, you can say, enjoyment like never before. And the essence of true love, which is ecstasy. When you feel true love, it is for sure that you will steeped in ecstasy. You will find your each cell of body will jump and reverberate with ecstasy. It is the core idea of the poem. So the poem reflects Donne's philosophy of love. So what is the point of view about love according to Donne? What is the say? What is the idea of Donne of the love? We will see. Now Platonic love will be there. We will discuss it further in the further slide. Acha. And he differs from Plato. It will be also seen. Okay, so let us move. Right. So here, as I told you, that we first discuss about technicality, the outermost, that we have body, and that's the intelligence. So the body is the structure, the who we are. Okay, and the soul or mind is that who we really are. First, who we are in, and the second one is who we really are. So here he uses meta. First, let us see that it is a metaphysical poem. As metaphysical word has been very much good, perfectly described by I think Nidhi. Nidhi was there. So meta means beyond, and physics means material. So beyond physicality, beyond you can say transcendentalism. Yeah, it is there in the poem, and it is written in 74 lines in 19 stanzas. So it is quite a long poem, I think. Not that much long, but it is. And it is written in iambic tetrameter. So iambic tetrameter. So it is a kind of chand we have in Gujarati chand. So meter means chand here. Okay. Iam means you can see here the symbol of U like symbol. It is called breve. Okay. And here it is a slash like symbol. It is called ictus. Now these both make a 1 foot. So in tetrameter, as the word tetra infers, that it is the feet. It is the line with 4 feet of iamb. So it will see, we have one idea that Samuel Johnson has told in his the eminent beings, eminent lives of English poets. He told that the metaphysical poetry stands to the trial of fingers, means the logic, but not better than to ears. So ear means what? It has no melody, but here we will find it has melody. That if you try to sing that, it is easy to be sung. Now. And the fourth one is rhyme scheme is AB. So you can see this is the very much first stanza is bed, then it is A, rest is B. So bed rhymes with had, rest rhymes with bass. So everything is there. And use of rhetoric question. So now what is rhetoric question? That the answer is known, but though the poet or speaker asks, so here it is there. Our bodies, why do we forbear? When he advocates that the physicality is not in vain, that it is the expression for the soul to express its love. It is the rhetoric question that answer is known. The poet describes that bodies are very much, you can say, the cornerstone for the soul to express its love. And the use of anaphora. So anaphora means the repetition of the same words. It is here. Our hands were and our eye were, eye being twisted. So anaphora, you can say, I came, I saw, I conquered. So the repetition of I 3 times, it is the figures of speech. It is called anaphora. So use of personification. So who is personified in the poem? So love is personified. So here you can say love. These mixed souls that mix again. So love, he says that love will mix. Love means a feeling will mix our both soul, the soul of our both lover and beloved. Use of simile. Simile is very common, I think. Figures of speech. You can say where like a pillow on a bed. He describes the very first stanza that beaut. If you are sir was telling it that day that the dune, retna dua. Okay, nana thai gaya hoy. So where like a pillow on a bed, a pregnant bank swelled up to the rest. He describes a bank where he is sitting. He and his beloved are sitting at the bank. He says the bank is like a pillow. So it is all about the technicality, how the poem is written and what is there in the poem. We will see further. See the Platonic love. Now, Platonic love is something where body doesn't matter at all. It is the love between soul. The people in nowadays are coming that we are going to find soulmates, but at the same time we should be questioning them that if you at the same you are telling the soul is absolute, paripurna, purna purushottam evu kahiye, but then why does it need mate? And why are you hankering for soulmate? So it is I think a drawback of this Platonic love, though it is the stanza from the poem I have taken to describe how the Platonic love is employed in this poem by John Donne. So and whilst our souls negotiate there, we like sepulchral statues lay that our body, see, you can see this black icons are body, but behind them, these are the souls. They both are negotiating with each other, but these both are like sitting unmoving completely all day. The same our postures were, and we said nothing all the day. So it was like that Platonic love where body does not matter at all, but the love or the feeling of love between souls matters. Okay, so now inside a search for true love, Platonic love. Now, here it becomes a kind of problematic thing that what is the true love and what is the lust. We have two terms that when we say, okay, love and lust, it is quite different thing. But here, this Donne combines that love and lust. No, may there be a kind of nuance, a common difference, but eventually these both are same. Okay. So first, let us have a definition of platonic love according to Merriam-Webster dictionary. It describes platonic love as a close relationship between two persons in which sexual desire is non-existent or has been suppressed or sublimated. So suppose two persons are having a kind of relationship in which they affectionate towards each other, but there is no sexual desire at all, or even if it is there, it is suppressed, that it is not given that much importance than the love between intelligent person. Now here is the fact that sex is not at the front in their love. In the platonic love I'm talking about, this whole slide is made for the platonic love. Sex is not at the front in their love, comforts the reader. But when see up to 11 stanzas in the poem, Donne goes hand in hand with the platonic love theory. But now Plato rejects body completely. But after the 12th stanza here, why do we forbear our body? Forbear means to shun means to reject. Now he you can say inculcates his own point of view that body is also important in making love for the soul. So here he says, however, the tone of the poem shifts drastically when Donne employs this intelligent sardonic criticism in the conceding stanzas. See now here how we differ from Plato. It is the stanza here. But oh alas, so long so far, our bodies, why do we forbear? See, why do we forbear our bodies? They are ours, they are ours, they are not our enemies, they are our friends. They are our friends to express our soul. Thought, though, not we. This is, see here in Bhagavad Gita, you will find the reference that, oh Sanjaya Parth, you are not your body, you are not your mind, you are a complete soul, pure soul. So here, this guy, Donne, is also reflecting the same thought, that they are ours, body is our, not we are the body. Though not we are the intelligences. Intelligences means soul or something else which is not materialistic thing. They, the spheres. Spheres means the coating that covers us. Sphere, you know. Okay. And we owe them thanks. We are very much thankful to our body because it allows us to express our love through the senses. Because they just did us. They made us favor to us at first convey, yielded their senses force to us. So we want to love somebody, but by what mean? By the mean of senses, eyes and all things, skin. So the senses or the body, physical features are very much emphasized just because they are very much, you can say, means, very much efficient mean to for the soul to express its love. Nor are adverse to us, but ally. They are our friends, not our enemy. Once again, the same concept is being expressed by Donne. Okay, now let us move at conclusion. Conclusion, I would like to read a few lines from the very first paragraph. Ecstasy is the exalted state of one's body and mind. It happens or supposed to happen while one gets self-realization. Now, self-realization, once again, it comes here. Or in apocalypse, of divine, in which one transcends one physical limitations and merges with the everlasting eternal. See, I would like to refer to William Wordsworth's poem that he says, my heart leaps up when I behold a rainbow in the sky. My heart leaps up when I behold a rainbow in the sky. And here the same thing is happening, that if you go down, deep down in this poem, then the Donne is saying that we both are sitting like that, our both soul are ascending from our body, and they are talking to each other. They are like armies ready to win over each other. So here you can say the feeling of ecstasy that jumps out of the body soul. Okay. And it was everything about my presentation. So here we saw that there is love is analyzed, and even it is channelized also, that what kind of love is shall be there. So according to my point of view, I just neutrally observe in the society that there are three kinds of love. The first one is a kind of lower kind of love, that you can see some Gujarati singers are making songs on that, if you do not do this, I will not live without you. So it is kind of lower love, that it is completely based on the physical relationship. The second one is a middle kind of love that you will find among the friends, family, mother and father, friends. all kind of. And the first and here the Platonic love is described. It is the love of spirituality, or the soul's love. So these were my presentation, and I would personally refer to all you that you should once go this poem. Okay, so thank you so much. These are my references. Thank you.
Yes, you can stop presenting, and questions by Sangeeta and Vachalta.
Why metaphysical poetry requirement in the time?
Okay. So your question is, what is the need, or what was the requirement of metaphysical poetry in that time? So in one of the slides, we have seen that they, the poet, pioneered the metaphysical poets, Donne, Richard Creso, everyone made a conscious attempt. Conscious attempt means they deliberately wanted to differ from their predecessors. Like Shakespeare wrote enormously sensuous poems that they describe nature, and they took their imagery from the natural objects, like you can say garden, flower, trees, sky, and rivulets, or all kinds of things. But these poets made a deliberate attempt to differ from them. So it was their kind of, because they thought, or they were very much aware of their fact that the test of time is very much good. They thought that if we will write in the same way that our predecessors done.
Stop presenting.
Yeah. Okay, sir. What?
Stop presenting and then speak.
Okay, sir. So they thought, if we want to make our own place where we are, so we will have to differ from them. That is why it was not a kind of requirement, but it was the inspiration, or aspiration, not inspiration, pardon me, aspiration of that poems, that of those poets, that we are supposed to, or we want to deliberately differ from our predecessors to make our own place in the literature of England. Yeah, according to me, or according to Samuel Johnson. Yeah. Another one. Yeah, please. Hold on.
So, what is a rhetorical question?
Yeah, rhetorical question. See, rhetorical question is a kind of question that you know answer. See, right now I am to ask a rhetorical question. Then audience is quite aware of the answer. That answer will be yes or no, and I will also be aware of that answer. That answer is yes or no. See here, Donne asks that why do we forbear our body? The answer is no, that we should not forbear our body. If we forbear, or if we reject our body, we will die. And there will be no point of making love with soul. So rhetorical question, I think you have got the meaning of that. The answer is known. The answer is known, though it is asked for the emphasis or ornamental use in the poem. Okay. So anything else?